Hello everyone, I'm Shannon Kantner and welcome to School Zone, a CMSD-TV program where we sit down with our fearless leaders across the district, our principals, to learn more about them and their schools. Today I'm joined by Adrianna Chestnut, the principal at Marion Sterling School. Thanks so much for being here.
Thanks for having me.
Yeah, all right, well let's get started. I know that you actually have a long, wonderful history with the district. Why don't you tell me a little bit about that?
Well, yes, I'm a Cleveland native, and so I started my educational journey at Woodland Hills Elementary. That is a school that is now closed, and then I transitioned from there to Robert H. Jamerson. I completed middle school at Whitney Young, and then I graduated from Jamesport Rhodes, so go Rams. A proud Ram, definitely. And so while I was at Rhodes, I was a part of the Teachers Academy, and so with Teachers Academy, you have the opportunity to go to different elementary schools and volunteer at the elementary schools. So when I went to college, it was very clear in what I wanted to major in. So I went to Miami University and I majored in early childhood education. And here I am now. And so it's very surreal to come back full circle and sometimes sit in the same room with people who were formerly my principals and now we're colleagues.
That must be a great feeling, though, to see how it has come full circle and now
definitely.
Be in a school of your own as
Yes.
the leader there at Marion Sterling. So why don't we just get some of the basics about Marion Sterling? It's a pre-K through 8th school.
Yes.
So roughly how many students do you have there?
We have 316 students currently. So again, pre-K through 8th grade. So our students range from 3 years old to 15 years old.
Wow.
Yes.
I can imagine you have a lot of different situations that you handle throughout the day.
Yes, we do. It's always a fun.
And what are the school colors?
Our colors are blue and gold, and we are the Bulldogs as well.
All right, the Bulldogs. So what kind of school mission do you have at Marion Sterling for the Bulldogs?
Essentially, we just want every single student to receive a high-quality education, and we want to develop all of our students to become leaders.
Perfect. And within that school mission, you guys are also an investment school. How does
Yes.
that come into play? What does that mean exactly for the people out there who don't know that term?
So we are one of the 10 Phase 2 investment schools, so we're within a second phase of the Cleveland plan and being investment school. And there's a lot that comes with it, and so we're very privileged to be a part of that plan. And so along with being in the investment school, we are a community wraparound school, which means that we have a lot of services throughout the community. I explain it to everyone as it's kind of like the community giving our school a hug. And so whatever we need, we have different agencies, different partners, different people that we can reach out to in order to get the resources and things that we need. That also means that we have a professional development partner. And so our partner is Franklin Covey with The Leader in Me. And we also have additional resources allocated with us. And then the first year that I became the leader there, we had the opportunity to really kind of handpick our team there. And so everyone who was previously at the school, they did re-interview, and it's just making sure that everyone is invested in the school, invested in the mission. And so I'm very lucky to serve alongside of everyone in our building. We have a phenomenal team of educators, and so it's just a blessing to go into the building every day.
You mentioned the community partners
Yes.
and how active Marion Sterling is within the community and getting everyone involved. What kind of special programs do you offer through those community partners? I know you have a lot going on, a lot of great things
Yes,
to offer
yes.
students and I think families throughout the area. So tell me about some of those things.
I will say our school is very research rich when it comes to partners and different people that all have the same goal in mind in terms of helping our families. So our lead agency is Tri-C. And so we are partnered with the college directly, and so we are able to do different things with the professors at Tri-C, with the president there, and our students are able to go use the campus, and so we use their facilities to practice. We had our preschool graduation there, and so Tri-C is just always an open door, with them being our lead agency. And then outside of that, we have several different entities that come in and they tutor. They work with different students. So within, especially from grades K to 5, almost every student is aligned with a tutor. From Urban League, from AARP, from different churches and faith-based organizations. This year we were able to give out 250 coats before the winter started. Every student received a hat, gloves, and scarves that were hand knitted by one of the faith-based groups. We were able to purchase different things as a part of being both investment and the community wraparound. So we changed our uniform policy at Marion Sterling. So now every student wears a Marion Sterling polo shirt, and every student was given 3 shirts in the beginning of the year. And they have the opportunity where they can purchase additional ones using either our school dollars or it will just cost $7 per polo. We were able to give 250 students backpacks. None of our students have to buy school supplies. So in the beginning of the year, they don't have a supply list. We have partners who donate everything. We have partnerships with the Women's Correctional Facility, so they'll come in on the weekends, they'll paint, they help clean, they move desks, And so it's really been overwhelming, the amount of support that we have. So essentially with our site coordinator, she helps to coordinate all of our community resources. So what we do is if we identify a need, it's her job to go out into the community and help find the answer. So every month we meet with our community partners. We give them an update on how we're doing towards our goals, and then they go back to their respective organizations and see how they can help service the school.
Wow.
Yes.
That is truly amazing.
It is.
So have you noticed how all of that teamwork, that community involvement, have you noticed how it helps students in the school with their education, with their success?
Most definitely, because I think a lot of our students and families have other barriers that they have to overcome prior to coming to school and sitting there for 7 hours and actively learning. And so I think as many of those barriers that we can remove as a school, or as many of those things that we can help students and families with, the more successful not only our school will become, but the community as a whole. And so helping parents get jobs, helping parents finish GEDs, helping parents enroll in Tri-C. And so we truly have taken upon the approach, it takes a village to raise a child, and really helping families and parents with whatever they need. And so as a result, every metric we've been increasing and improving on. And so our academics has improved, our attendance has went up, our CFL scores have almost doubled, especially in our younger grade bands, and just looking at how supported do our students feel. And then I think the proof is in the pudding. And so when we have community events, when we have family events, we have hundreds of people there. When we have our SPO meetings, we have a room full of parents and a room full of families. And so it just lets us know that we are truly a community hub and that we're there for the family. So our doors are open every day for our students from 8:35 until 6:15. We serve a hot meal every single day for our students at the school. And so we know that we're there for them all the time.
Wow. Around the clock. It sounds like your job, at least, certainly sounds like it keeps you pretty busy.
It does, but I enjoy it.
Yeah, well, a strong leader, obviously, and your school is focused on leadership, 7 habits. Tell me about that. I've been in your school and seen the posters on the walls inspiring students as they walk throughout the school, so tell me about that.
So with being an investment school, as I mentioned before, you do get a professional development partner. And so we're privileged that our partner is Franklin Covey. And so our school is a Leader in Me school. And it's focused off of the book that Stephen Covey wrote, The 7 Habits of Highly Effective People. And so we teach all of our students the 7 habits of being highly effective. And so the true theme of the school is finding the potential in every leader and really developing those leadership qualities. And then understanding that people are leaders in their own right. And so we really just encourage the students to take on leadership roles, take on leadership responsibilities. And so learning those 7 habits, embodying them, and having it become a part of their everyday life. So most Fortune 500 companies use the 7 habits. And so we have a student leadership team, and we've talked to them about, okay, when you go out into the workforce, a lot of companies are already using these habits as a corporation. So you can now tell them, I learned this from when I was 5 years old. And so now it's a part of who I am and not something that I'm trying to learn now. And so of course we know that first you make your habits, then your habits make you. And so we tell the students that all the time. So right now we're trying to help them embody good habits so they can truly be leaders in their own right. So every classroom has leadership roles. We have a lot of school-wide leadership roles and leadership positions. Our student-led leadership team makes a lot of very important decisions, and so our thing is just truly empowering the kids so they take ownership of their own learning and so they can truly excel.
One of those efforts, I think, is the Kickboard.
Yes.
Why don't you tell me about that? It sounds pretty, I wish I would have had this in school.
So Kickboard, essentially, if you think of when we were probably in school, and you might have the dollars that you get for being good, and then you could go to the school store with $1. It's almost that on steroids, and it's all electronic. And so the nice thing about it, it's an electronic system, so every teacher has an iPad where they have all their students' name in the database. And you can assign both positive behaviors to the students, and if there's any undesirable behaviors as well, we can track that. So the parents have access to Kickboard, and it's a real-time system in which is tracking every single behavior. So the students, every day when they come in, they have a bank account, and so every day they have $5 deposited in their account if they're present. If they're tardy, a $3 deduction is made.
Ooh,
and if
harsh.
they're absent, they don't receive anything for that day. And so the nice thing that we like about it is we're teaching life skills. So when we come to work every single day, we receive a paycheck. However, if we're late, There's typically consequences. If we don't go to work, there's typically consequences. And the students all have their own bank accounts, and they can use their Kickboard dollars, or we call them Bulldog Bucks, to purchase different things. So the most recent thing, yesterday we took a bus full of middle schoolers to the boys' basketball game. They had to purchase their tickets. The tickets were 30 Kickboard dollars. And so the students were able to buy those things. And so now we're teaching students habits of saving, and how do I save, and what am I saving for? So in the breakfast room, they're able to buy school supplies. So one of the 7 habits is to begin with the end in mind. And so they know I need to be prepared when I go into class. I don't have a pencil, so I can go use my Kickboard dollars to buy a pencil. That's helping them to be prepared for school and then later on life. So they really enjoy it.
Yeah.
And we do it from preschool all the way to 8th grade.
Sounds like a lot of fun.
It is.
30 Kickboard dollars sounds a little expensive for a basketball ticket, but no, I'm just kidding.
Well, no,
I'm kidding.
Our student leadership team, they set all the prices for everything. We didn't set the prices. And so the conversation was actually very robust, and their thing was, you get $5 just for being here. And so some students are earning upwards of $50 a day because you get dollars for positive and behaviors that are, that we want students to portray. And so they're saying, if you get $5 just for being here, you're getting $25 a week.
Right.
And so
that makes sense.
Yeah,
so hopefully $30 is just a drop in the bucket if students are doing what they're supposed to be doing. All right, I like it then. Very good planning.
So yeah, we're excited about it, and we talked about it being sustainable. So everything can't cost $2 because as a school we have to use our budget to actually purchase the things. So they're very excited about it. It's a good motivator for the students, and then teaching, again, skills that a lot of the students may not have in terms of budgeting. I know I didn't get it down packed until like a week ago.
Right.
So
still working on it.
It's nice for them to have it now where they can say, okay, I want to go on this field trip. It's going to cost me $100. Here's what I need to do to save in order to have that.
That's great. Well, now that we've learned a little bit more about the school and all the really exciting programs you have going on there, just tell me what it's like to be the principal there.
Well, no 2 days are alike, but that's what I love about it. And so every day is different. I really enjoy the relationships with the students, with the families, with the teachers, just our team as a whole. And so it's really fulfilling. And I guess I'll give a story to kind of tell how I feel about it. Yesterday we had a sub in our building. And at the end of the day, she came to me and she's like, I've never been to a school like this. And I'm like, well, what do you mean? She's like, it just feels like a family. Everyone knows each other. Everyone was willing to help me out. She said, you walked me to the room, then the assistant principal came in, then someone else came in, and she's like, I've never had that before. And she said she's been subbing for years, and she's just never had it feel like that, where throughout the day, other teachers came in the room and checked on her. And so I'm really appreciative to be a part of this, and even being in an investment school. And so as I mentioned, I'm from Cleveland. I went to schools, even Robert H. Jamerson is the school I went to, is now an investment school as well. And so I understand in terms of coming from a place and coming from schools that haven't been high performing, that haven't always been looked upon in the highest light. You're not the schools that are always on the news. And so being that person who can encourage our students, encourage the families, encourage the teachers, and say, we're doing good things. We're really making strides. The work that we're doing is improving the lives of, again, not only the students in our school, but just the community as a whole. And so I truly believe that next year is our 3rd year in investment. So once we're through that strategy and just the facelift of the school, we see it changing. And so we see more community partners becoming more involved. We see more people wanting to come into the school because it's a welcoming place. And so I think that alone just brings pleasure to being there every day. So the kids walking in and us hugging them when they come in the cafeteria. So it's truly a place where you feel loved. So if you're having a bad morning, you go in school, you're like, okay, I know it's going to be okay once I get there.
Sounds like if anyone's having a bad morning, we should stop by Marion Sterling. Sounds great.
We'll put you to work. Come on.
I'm fine with that. Well, you're also talking a lot about the future and kind of moving forward and all the progress you're making. First of all, how long have you been the principal there? I didn't even ask.
This is my 2nd year.
Okay, so your 2nd year, moving into the 3rd year of the investment being an investment school. What is your vision for the school now moving forward? What are your goals? Where do you see things going?
I want us to continue that upward trend. And so as of right now, as I mentioned before, every single goal that we have set, we're actively reaching it. We're actively going towards it. So I want us to not only reach our goals, but exceed our goals. I want us to truly be a school where every single student is successful. I want us to be able to say, we're sending every 8th grader to high school, and they're above level, and they're already taking AP courses, and they're researching those things. And so we just make sure that we put the opportunities in front of the students so they can reach them. So I know our goal as a school, we want every student in our school every single year to go on a college visit, starting in kindergarten. Wow. So then by the time they're through with 8th grade, they've been on 8 college visits. So then when they're having that conversation of, well, what college do you want to go to? It's a real conversation. And it's not something that seems so far off. So I think my ultimate vision and goal is to make sure that every student knows that they can do and reach whatever goal they've set for themselves, and that is real. And so not that it's something far-fetched or not that it's something that they can't do. So every classroom you go in, you'll see, it'll say future class of preschool is 2029.
Oh my gosh.
Just setting that,
Wow.
putting that in their head right now, like you're the high school graduating class of 2029. And so we want them all to reach that and let them know that's your first milestone. So that's not your last graduation. We don't want it to be. And so just letting them know that they can do those things.
That is awesome. I'm sorry. I mean, that's just so cool. 2029 too.
Yes.
I can't even
8th grade is 2020.
I don't know what I'm doing tomorrow.
So they have a cool year. 8th grade is 2020.
All right. Yeah, that is pretty cool. All right. Well, now that we talked about the future, far into the future, I think the last question, I love asking this. What has been your favorite moment so far this school year? You can think about it if you need
I know. I think spending time with the kids. So on the weekends, I'll take kids and we'll go places, we'll do things. So I think just being able to build that relationship with the students, because my background prior to Marion Sterling, I taught preschool. I taught kindergarten, I taught 1st grade, and then the school I was a leader of previously in Toledo, it was a kindergarten through 4th grade school. And so this was my first experience with middle schoolers. And so it was a real emphasis on getting to know them and building relationships. So not too long ago, I had a cheerleader sleepover at my house. We had 10 girls over who didn't go to sleep till 3 in the morning. And we had cupcake wars. And so just those relationships and being able to know the family. So that's my most memorable thing. And I know it's not one moment. So I'm sorry if I didn't answer correctly. No, that's okay. But it's just, I guess it's a sum of several small moments put together, but that mean a lot. In terms of being able to hear a voice and I know who it is. And I can say, okay, come here, let's talk, what's going on? And so I think that's truly made a difference because now the parents know they're more than a number. The kids know they're more than a number. And so for me, that's really meant a lot this year.
I wouldn't say those are small moments. I mean, having 10 cheerleaders for a slumber party is hardly.
And the coach went to sleep, so it was on my own. This man.
Cupcake war though sounds like fun.
Yes.
Did they teach you some cheers?
Yes, they did. It was quite interesting, and so it was a good time. That's when they found out who the cheerleading captain was, and they watched Bring It On, and so it was just a lot of fun. And so just building those memories with the kids and with the parents, and so it's just a lot of fun. And
I'm sure though that translates then into school.
Yes.
That'll have a lasting impact on them.
Yes. Hopefully.
Yeah, I'd say so. That's great. Well, anything else you want to make sure you share with us today? Something you want the community to know about Marion Sterling?
I just think Marion Sterling is a different place overall. So we welcome anybody to come in and visit at any time. We're very proud of the work that our scholars are doing. I'm very proud of the team of teachers that we have in place. They're doing some phenomenal things throughout the building, and so it's just a really good place to be. And so come by and see us anytime, and it's just a good place to be.
Great.
And so we're excited about that.
Excellent. Well, thank you so much for being here, Adrianna. It was such a joy to learn more about Marion Sterling. And that is all the time we have for now on School Zone. We'll see you next time. Thanks for tuning in.